This is part 8 of The Dark Lord. So I started noticing, and I'm communicating with these people through Facebook Messenger. So I start to notice in my screenshots that I have of all these conversations that, I'm not sure if I mentioned this in the last post, but that things are being changed around, wording's being changed around, like billions of people to trillions of people, which I have no idea how they're able to do that. And divide everybody from that program, my buddies who were supposed to be my friend, and other pastors from other churches, and assistant director there, this is a safeguard through Messenger, but it says, for example, Brent is added device to conversation. Brent has added device to conversation. Usually it was 2 extra devices were added, but sometimes 1. That's a safeguard to tell you that somebody else could be watching, but they're logged on in other locations or on other devices. So this one guy, I had noticed before, a few months before, that why would this pastor that I know, or evangelist from this church, be friends with this guy I had on Facebook who was a drug dealer? I just thought that was weird. And then out of the blue, a few months later, that drug dealer hits me up and he goes, "Hey man, I was wondering if you had any devices I can use just for the day, but they have to connect to the internet." And I thought that was the wildest question, and flipped out on him, because he's a drug dealer and asking me for devices and stuff. And people are added devices to our conversation, individual conversations, and so on and so forth, being followed by law enforcement and everything. And so I get an argument with him, but before that had happened, I was going to call the evangelist, and the only way I could get a hold of him was on Facebook Messenger, and I was unblocked. And so I start arguing with this guy for a total of about 3 minutes, the drug dealer, and saying, "You're with that demonic church," which I'll get to in other other posts. "You're with that demonic church, and what kind of question is that?" And we go at it for a minute. So after 3 minutes, I go to call that evangelist to ask him, like, what the hell, and I'm blocked, and there's no way for me to get hold of him. Come for part 9.